If you've noticed streets not being salted this winter, it isn't just because it's too cold for the salt to work.
Yeah, it turns out salt itself is in pretty short supply right now, and there are multiple reasons why. All right, so let's get out to Khalil Maycock. Khalil, what did you find out about this one?
Yeah, I spoke to some people who said the reason why they don't have salt, which is like a small business owner, he says it's because his supplier is having difficulties getting it. And I also spoke to some road commissions, and they tell me some, they have salt, while others say they're experiencing that shortage as well. Plowing snow and then salting right after is something Marcus Carr says he's had to do a lot this winter season.
It's been very busy.
Carr is the owner of Stonewall Landscaping and Snow Removal. Though he's been busy, he says lately it's become hectic. It's what he calls a salt shortage. Steve, with Great Deal Products, is saying the same thing.
There's been a national salt shortage that we've been dealing with here for quite some time, and it's continually just compounding and getting a little bit more difficult to secure product anywhere in the United States or Canada.
He's someone who buys salt and then resells it to smaller buyers like Carr. I also wanted to know how this salt shortage is impacting the counties in our area, so I reached out to 5 and heard back from 3. Wayne County says they're not experiencing a salt shortage. Oakland County says they're not experiencing a salt shortage either, but have an issue getting resupplied. And Macomb County says they're experiencing a shortage. They couldn't get me an official amount of how much they've used so far, but they did say they've used between 30,000 and 40,000 tons of salt this season. And if we go back to Carr, he says with the salt shortage means the price he has to pay to get supplies has gone up. And to stay in business, he has to pass that on to customers.
Beginning of the season, salt was around $100 per ton. Now we're looking at north of $300 per ton. So that's the problem that we're running into. So we have to pass that price on, or we won't be able to survive out here.
And when I spoke with Macomb County, they mentioned that typically 20 municipalities purchase salt from them, but they did say this time they can't do that because they're having to hold that salt for themselves to be able to salt their roads. Reporting live in Detroit, Khalil Maycock, Local 4.
All right, Khalil.